despite him saying, hey, look, I am going to help Jordan Love out as much as I can, relative to what I need to do myself here to get us to play winning football. But make no mistake about it, this is a guy who is on a mission. He is a guy who has a lot to prove. He hears all the talk about could he be turning down. You saw him reference that in that Pat McAfee interview. This is a guy who very much so still has a lot of his edge. And depending upon how he finishes up this season, I would not be surprised to see him make a strong run for MVP. But Patrick is just on I think I've run out of superlatives really to talk about his play at such a young age, and it's still at the infant levels as far as his career is concerned. But this young man is just different, man. He just is, and it's not hype. You're seeing him prove it week after week. And Stephen A., some of those numbers you pointed out as far as the number of 400-yard games and how consistently he is just putting up number after number after number with I don't care what weapons he has. We're in for a treat for a long time because Andy Reid is not going anywhere in the foreseeable future. Brett Veach, the general manager, is not going anywhere in the foreseeable future down there. This team is loaded, and they're going to be around for a long time. Yeah. He's going to win a whole bunch of MVPs in Kansas City.
I agree. I think Patrick Mahomes, as I said, is the best player I've ever seen at the position. But I think he passed Aaron Rodgers for that distinction in my eyes. Guys, I've put my eyeballs on by a hair, by a very little bit. There's really nothing on the field Mahomes does that Rodgers can't do. I think Mahomes just has this kind of added sort of gunslinger thing that galvanizes the troops and all that. But guys, we're not asking for a prediction of who's going to win it this year. We're not talking about who's the best we've ever seen. We're talking about right now. And it is very tough to make the argument for anyone other than Rodgers when, given his weapons versus Mahomes' weapons, Rodgers has the higher QBR, the higher completion percentage, more touchdowns, and fewer interceptions. Very, very tough to make that argument. If they switch teams, do you think the Chiefs would be any worse?
No, you shouldn't be making the argument. You shouldn't be making the argument. Molly, see, this is when I get upset at you, Molly, because this man,
why?
How many years has this man, how many months, I shouldn't say years, how many months has Max Kellerman been sitting here when we make the argument about the embarrassment of weapons that Patrick Mahomes has compared to most everybody else? How many days, how many weeks, how many shows has Max sat up there and shot us down?
That's fair.
Because of the very reasons. He's now trying to give the MVP.
Hold on.
Aaron
Let me
Rodgers.
say something
Molly.
here. Max.
Molly.
Wait, hold on. Max, nobody loves Patrick Mahomes more than you. And you say Patrick Mahomes should always win MVP. Stephen A's right. But Stephen A., you flipped too.
Okay,
I'm disappointed in you. What happened to that bad man?
This is what I'm saying,
You just
Molly.
jumped off the bandwagon. So both of you.
This is what I'm saying.
Disappointed in both of you.
Molly, this is what I'm saying. Stephen A. is getting on me he said that everyone else was pointing out the weapons. By the way, it wasn't that close when Mahomes was that's not the time for the argument when Mahomes got the best numbers across the board, right? I'm saying when it's close, when Rodgers has better numbers. Now you can point to not only does Rodgers have better numbers, but he doesn't have the weapons. Meantime, Stephen A. Smith when you hear that bad man, that's Stephen A. Smith talking about Aaron Rodgers. It's one of the famous phrases in American life right now. And his guy has the best numbers in the league, and he's arguing for someone else.
But I don't get a chance to respond to your nonsense. Lewis, I apologize that you have to be here to listen to this because you got better things to do with your time than listen to his nonsense.
I'm here for
but
it,
just
though.
for clarification, just for clarification, Molly, I've never deviated from him being the bad man. What we're talking about is, as of right now, based on the performance thus far, it being nip and tuck. I'm the guy that always talks about Aaron Rodgers. This guy, not to say that he doesn't talk about Aaron Rodgers, because he does rave about Aaron Rodgers as well. I'm talking about the argument he's making. I'm looking at Patrick Mahomes over the last 6 weeks throwing over 300 yards, including a 400-yard game. I'm talking about the performance in the immediate moment. What Max did was then say, okay, yeah, this is what we're seeing. But look at all the riches that Patrick Mahomes has. Now, how many months, Molly, has he gotten on me when I said, wait a minute, Patrick Mahomes got Tyreek Hill,
hold up.
Travis
Me
Kelce,
flipping,
and all of these boys.
You saying
you sat up there and said
that is not
you
close.
question whether Tyreek Hill was the best receiver in football.
Mr. Aaron
you talked about
Rodgers.
Travis Kelce not being the best tight end in football. That was you. You did that.
Yeah, but by the way, Kittle's hurt, right? Like this year, Travis Kelce is. Okay. Look, you are Mr. Aaron Rodgers. Rodgers has 39 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. Has a higher completion percentage, and Patrick Mahomes is coming off a 3-interception game. So right now, at this moment, this is the time for you to come out and support your guy.
I got Q-tips, Louis. I got Q-tips. I actually unclog my ears and listen. I'm not saying that your argument is wrong. I'm saying the very argument that you're using to make your point is what you've maligned everybody for using for years.
Mahomes.
That's my point.
Before, not only did Mahomes have more touchdowns, fewer interceptions, more yards, better touchdown-interception ratio, and a better one-loss record, he didn't have a 3-interception game.
That wasn't
coming
your
off
argument.
That game when Rodgers got the numbers.
All right. The two of you.
I apologize,
You'll start to bring this stuff in.
I apologize, Lewis.
The two of you.
That wasn't your argument.
You're both doing a duet like Fred
You
Astaire
all
today.
over the place.
Okay.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.